The Columbian Exchange was the widespread transfer of plants, animals, culture, human populations, technology, and ideas between the Americas and the Old World in the 15th and 16th centuries related to European colonizations and trade after Christopher Columbus's voyage in 1492.
The Columbian Exchange started to connect the New and Old Worlds with trade of ideas, plants, animals, and diseases. Two worlds that had grown apart with very different organisms started to become alike. Nowadays, historians are still investigating the lasting effects of some of the plants and animals Columbus and other explorers exchanged between the two worlds.
The Columbian Exchange impacted the social and cultural makeup of both sides of the Atlantic. Advancements in agricultural production, evolution of warfare, increased mortality rates, and education are a few examples of the effect of the Columbian Exchange on both Europeans and Native Americans.
The list of infectious diseases that spread from the Old World to the New World is a very long list. The major killers include smallpox, measles, whooping cough, chickenpox, bubonic plague, typhus, and malaria. Natives were the most affected because their population had no contact with the New World diseases.
At the beginning, there was no written alphabet to communicate to the natives, so making one would be difficult, but it would help. Europeans had to help educate them to read and write so it could be possible. They broke a lot of barriers to help them learn to read and write so they could communicate to each other. At first, the Native Americans were very skeptical about the written language because they never followed one. They always had oaths. They used the written language to convert them to Christianity. They believed that Christians were above the natives. They believed it was useless. Religion was a major technological advancement because Europeans believed that they were educating and changing the natives for the better.
New farming capabilities. The new farming capabilities enabled the New World to thrive and grow. The plow was the biggest advancement in farming because it allowed natives and Europeans to cultivate large areas of land, which created a surplus of plants. Horses and oxen would pull the plow. This helped to cultivate even more land faster. The New World had much better soil than the Old World, which allowed more towns to be created than in the New World, because natives could settle down instead of having to hunt and gather.
Guns and knives brought to the New World by the Europeans made hunting much easier for the natives. Even though natives already had knives, the knives were very malleable, and European knives were made from steel and iron. Before the Europeans bought guns, natives would use bows. Using a bow and arrow allowed for distance kills, but they did not do as much damage as a gun. Some animals even required 2 or more arrows. Natives saw the power of guns and figured they could be used to hunt larger animals. Since Europeans also brought horses with them, natives could use guns and also ride horses to hunt larger groups of animals. Natives could use guns so often that it became the most traded good between natives and the Europeans.
The Europeans helped to build new homes, farms, ranches, ports, and ships in the New World to make it livable. It helped establish the government, native towns, and colonies. They also changed building patterns by cutting down trees and using charcoal, which led to deforestation. They used steel and iron to make the buildings stronger. It helped natives make better homes, and Europeans had their homes to the same standard as back in Europe. They used a wheel to move large and heavy pieces to where they needed them. Once they became an establishment, they had ports and ships to go back and forth to the old land and to the new land. It was also a new trade system for them because they had a port and ships or boats to come.
In the Columbian Exchange, ecology became destiny. Powerful environmental forces, understood by no one alive at the time and by very few people even today, determined who'd thrive and who'd die. And that may be the most shocking truth revealed to those who take the time to understand the Columbian Exchange. We, as humans, cannot always control our own destinies.